You finally decided to make the necessary jump into hiring an in-house videographer. Just one thing, you've never managed one and you don't know anything about how to make a video.
Oh, is that a problem?
No, it's no problem at all. And here to guide us through how to do just that is one of our expert video trainers, Lindsey Auten. Hey Lindsey, how's it going?
Hey Austin, how are you?
I am doing great. So we've been talking about videographers and how to manage them. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes a videographer position so different from other positions in the workplace?
Yeah, so a videographer position, if you think about it, may seem different on the outset, but is probably not all that different from another technical position that you've hired in the past. What scares people about videographers is that they don't know a lot about video. But when you're looking for a videographer, you need to make sure they have a technical expertise. So do they know how to film? Do they know how to light? Do they know how to edit? That at basic level, I mean, I could go into detail about all those different things, but at a base level, those are the technical things that a videographer position needs to have. And a lot of people get scared by that because they themselves have never done it. So to them, it's a little scary hiring for a position that you've either never done yourself or never thought that you'd be hiring for before. So that can make the videographer position, hiring for the videographer position, intimidating.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because especially with hiring, it's a huge cost. So you want to make sure you're making that right call the first time so you're not having to waste time in that process. So what are some basic principles for managing that videographer when you don't necessarily have that experience, and then reviewing the work that they make and making sure that it's where it needs to be?
So two parts to your question there. First is, how do I know that I'm managing a videographer well? Well, there are a couple things that you can check. There's the output, so meaning the things that they're responsible for accomplishing each week, the quality of the videos, and then the quality of the content within the videos. So if you think about output, if your videographer is publishing, and I say publishing, 2 to 3 videos a week, that's the output that we recommend for videographers who are doing the Ask You Answer, whose responsibility is the Ask You Answer video. So right away, if your videographer isn't producing 2 to 3 videos a week, you know there's a problem. And that's something that you can dig deeper into with them. The next piece of that is the production aspect. So a videographer, if you've ever gone to a movie, Austin, I'm sure, you've gone to a movie and you're like, I don't like that movie. You could say that about a business video. There are certain things that as you're watching a video and you're evaluating it that you can pick up on, even if you're not a videographer. Like if a video looks fuzzy, that probably means your videographer didn't focus the camera and the subject matter expert doesn't look as sharp as they could in the picture. And then the last piece of that is the content aspect. So we do the Ask You Answer, the basic level of what the content needs to be is helpful and unbiased. So if you're going through and watching a video and you think to yourself, yeah, I learned something from watching this video. Or if you could say the opposite, I didn't learn anything and this didn't feel helpful, or this felt unbiased because we talked too much about ourselves, then you have a way to evaluate the content of the video and not just the quality of the technical aspects. So when you're managing a videographer, there are 3 buckets that you should focus on. It's the output, the technical quality, and the storytelling. And that's how, in short, that you can ensure you're managing a videographer in the right way.
Yeah, that's awesome. And breaking it into those 3 simple buckets makes it really easy to be less intimidating. And probably the one people are very intimidated about if they don't know is that technical bucket. But from what you said, it sounds like it's pretty simple just as an average person to view that and be like, obviously I know something's wrong here, or this looks and sounds pretty good. So that's awesome. Another great question that a lot of people may have is, they get a videographer on their team and their videographer is telling them, hey, we need XYZ gear. It's going to cost X amount of dollars. And you have no idea what kind of cameras are good, what kind of cost these things should be costing, because a lot of people are surprised by how much video gear is, but then you may not need to go all out. What would you recommend to those people managing videographers that need to then go and trust them on buying this gear?
There's a lot of gear out there and it ranges in price. So basically, if you don't have anything, all you really need to start off with if you do want to spend some money on video gear, is a DSLR camera, and some lights, and a microphone. You can get away with doing, and a tripod. You need a tripod with that too. You can get away with doing a lot with just a little bit of stuff. So you don't think you have to bust your marketing budget if a videographer comes in and says, I need 2 cameras, 7 lights, 3 microphones, and like 7 tripods and a gimbal and all that stuff. You really need to ask the question, okay, like that would be nice to have in the future, but what do you need right now to be making video and making quality video? And challenge them too to figure it out with what they have, because you can do a lot with, like I said, a DSLR camera, a tripod, a microphone, and some lights. You can also do a lot with your cell phone. If a videographer is asking for a whole lot of gear right away, that's a red flag to me. Anyone who is doing this work should know that there's first they should ask you what their budget is that they can spend, and then finding ways to work with what they have to make quality video. And then when the timing is right, they can come to you and say, video made this amount of money, and we could spend on some new gear now. The other piece of this that you might not be thinking about is the editing software. So you not just have your gear, physical gear that you're filming the videos with, but you also have the gear that you need to actually produce the final video. And there's a lot of editing tools out there. Challenge your videographer to find all-in-one or complementary tools that will help them with their edits. Like I know a bunch of videographers I have right now are using a tool called Descript to make editing their videos like 10 times easier with what it does with AI. So I would encourage your videographers to explore the AI tools that are out there, but don't go too crazy with trying to get premium subscriptions to all of them.
Thanks for sharing some of your knowledge about managing all things video and videographer, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, Austin.
If you're feeling nervous about bringing in a videographer, don't be. Having a videographer in-house is going to help you on your mission to becoming the most trusted voice that the world turns to when it comes to doing what you do best. Need a little extra help and want your videographers to be coached by our trainers like Lindsey? Book a call with us today at impactplus.com.